Man, what a crazy couple hours it's been for MMA. I mean, we have some breaking news here, people, fans, MMA, just huge news coming up. Um, I saw it in this order: Dominic Reyes versus Jan Blachowicz. It's coming up, light heavyweight division. The match is being made, and there's probably some title implications. And when I first saw that, I was thinking, what are they going to do? I know John Jones was at odds with the UFC, so I was like, what exactly are they going to do? They're going to make another interim belt, which I can't stand how easily these interim belts get made nowadays. But that's a whole different thing. And then I come across just a few minutes later that John Jones vacates his light heavyweight title. Like I said, that's huge news. So I'm assuming that the Dominic Reyes Blachowicz fight's going to be for the world title light heavyweight division. I don't see that really anybody else who's been standing out, and I don't imagine UFC wants to be tied up, with John Jones' situation. So news came that he's vacating. Of course, this also means John Jones has also talked about moving up to heavyweight. He's pretty much whatever you think of John Jones outside of MMA, his legal troubles, his alleged false positive test or picograms, as they say in his anti-doping case or what have you. I mean, there really hasn't been, there hasn't been a really fighter like him or champion like John Jones. And I mean, he really is just the once in a generation type of fighter. I mean, amazing athlete. I mean, the guy comes from a gene pool of elite athletes. I mean, his brothers being pro NFL players, and of course his resume as a mixed martial artist. I mean, he's defeated everybody they've thrown in front of him. I know his fight with Dominic Reyes was close, but I never once thought that he lost that fight. Even going back and looking at it, I think that he won. He had more octagon control, and he was never really in too much trouble. Yeah, he got tagged, but that was because Reyes is just really as long and as tall and close, just as athletic as him. So he didn't really have too much of an advantage there. But like I said, I think he won, and I think had we watched that fight under these COVID guidelines with nobody in the crowd, I think a lot more people would probably feel the same way. Yes, but that's the breaking news so far, and that's the huge announcement coming up as far as the fight's concerned. Like I said, so it's a huge mix-up, a huge shuffle for the UFC's light heavyweight division, and maybe for some more so for the heavyweight division. I think the UFC is probably still in talks with John Jones. They definitely want to keep him on the roster. I mean, he's a big pull. He brings in the fans. He puts asses in seats. Well, when there used to be asses in seats, but he definitely brings the pay-per-view buys. I mean, the guy's just done so much for the sport. He's done so much for the UFC, and I don't think that they're just going to let him go that easily. I think they want to keep him around, and it's a smart move to keep him around because you don't want him to wind up in Bellator's hands, because then it'd be even his stardom would just go, and Bellator's status would just rise as well. And so, if you guys got an opinion, let me know what you think. I'm trying to think, what else did I see that made it interesting? I don't think that was it. Could be. I guess really anything to add. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure Reyes has his 2 cents to put in. I imagine he's really going to kind of disappointed that he don't get a rematch with him. That's a fight that he wants to chase, and I don't know who do you really want to chase a rematch with John Jones? I mean, John Jones is phenomenal in rematches. I mean, the second fight with Cormier, second fight with Alexander Gustafsson. I mean, John Jones is just a real legend, man. He's a legend of the sport, and I I don't want to say pioneer, but he's in this age of the sport. He's been the man for so long, and he's just been really kicking dudes' asses easily. There's really, I guess, just in the first fight was tough for him, and he just came and put it on the next one. I mean, John Jones is that guy who says he's going to do something and he does it, and it's phenomenal. And it really sucks that a lot of that's overshadowed by his personal life and the way he was. But I think if you understand that, you gotta understand that the burden of having that status. I mean, I'm just assuming here. I ain't never had no championship status, and I'm never going to. But having that type of stardom, having people just kissing your ass 24/7 because you are the fucking man, those are the type of things that if you got the wrong crowd around you, you're gonna wind up in trouble, as he did. And then the UFC did do some enabling on that, but I'm not here to discuss morals. I keep going on these tangents on and on and on. This is just supposed to be breaking news about Jones vacating his title and the announcement of Reyes versus Blachowicz, and that's going to be an interesting matchup in itself that I'm going to try to break down later on. But like I said, that's going to be the video. Thank you guys for checking it out. Let me know what you think. See ya.